How's it going? Sounds really loud here in my ear for a second. There we go. That's better. How we doing? Getting ready to bring on Dan Kaiser here in a second. Bum, bum, bum. How's that sounding to everyone out there? It's always difficult having to monitor every platform at once. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. So yeah, we're going to bring on Dan Kaiser here shortly. We're going to get right into some live wagering. You guys got to check out our Discord. We've been having lots of fun in there recently. And no, giving out lots of free picks and lots of free information. We're building up that community. I'm going to have a few different guests on for sure next week. I keep saying that, but it's really going to happen, and so I'm excited about that. And yeah, we're going to trying to do testing and just see where it goes. Keep trying to develop the show and keep trying to develop the community. And so Mr. Dan Kaiser Sports is saying he will be ready at 8:10, and that'll be awesome. You guys got to check out some of Dan's free picks. So I want you to join my Discord. Definitely want you to do that. But I'll tell you who Dan's on tonight. He is on as his free picks. The Michigan State over. The Oilers minus 125 and the Hawks plus 8. And so if we take a quick look, actually have Buffalo in college football. They're up 14-0 early. I actually put out a small wager on Alabama A&M versus Cincinnati at plus 34.5 points, and they're down at 12 at halftime. I guess anything can happen there. Wish I had the Lightning on the puck line, but I don't. But I do have Buffalo, actually. That Carolina, look at that score, 2-1. So yeah, no, I'm pumped to get into some live wagering here. And for here, we might as well switch to the game. Thanks to Mr. Shooter McGavin, a really sharp handicapper on Twitter. He's giving us a little bit of love on Twitter there and sharing the link to our stream. So I really appreciate working with those guys. They've been super cool to us, and we want to work with them in the future for sure. They're totally cool. So yeah, you guys, Dan is going to be ready at 8:10, and yeah. So what do you guys think about this game tonight? Who are you guys betting on? If you go to our Twitch channel, that's where you can actually enter our Twitch contest. And so we're trying to, in the early going, I was putting my efforts into Twitch and trying to develop it there. And so that's where we run the contest, and it's easy to enter. You just do it through the chat, through chips that you earn just by hanging out in chat and or subscribing to the show. So yeah, there's my bookie killer of the day up there. It's on a Sunday game, because I'm either going to go live on possibly Sunday and Monday this week. Actually, Sunday is my kid's birthday, so maybe this Monday it's going to be a Monday night game. I am on the Steelers, Mr. McGavin. But we'll see. I'm going to perhaps do some hedging and different things, and so we'll see what happens. As I'm trying to expand the show and I'm getting more into Twitter and sort of promoting, and because I'm doing this just because I really enjoy it, and I have a degree in broadcasting. I work from home, and this is sort of, I want to try to see how I can develop the show, so I'm getting more into the Twitter arena and also Facebook and different stuff, and reconnecting with a lot of people that I knew in the past, and so it's slowly coming together. Like, honestly, we just put the show together, as most of you know, and we're just developing it, and we're not trying to pretend that we are something that we aren't, but we have lots of unique, solid, real content. So I think that is worth something, and people are going to buy, they're going to like what we have to offer here, and then we can see what happens. And so that's what I'm hoping for here. Yeah. What's going on in the world of sports gambling here? Yeah, as I say, I have a bet on the Buffalo Sabres, small. But I also have Alabama A&M at plus 35.5. I have Buffalo. And yeah, we'll see what kind of energy Dan can bring to the show, and maybe, we're just gonna do a half. I think that's a long time to stream for 2 hours, unless I have more guests. And so hopefully next week we can definitely stream longer. And yeah. Actually, Twitter, it's really competitive, and of course people are all over everyone and trying to gain a competitive edge, and sometimes it gets the better of you. And so I got into a little Twitter battle with someone, and we quickly resolved that, like, immediately within one tweet. And in fact, they turned out to be super cool, and I'm hopefully going to work with that company in the future. But yeah, you guys, if you want to go to Twitch, that's where you should go. That's where I'm going to mainly interact with people. It's difficult to monitor 5 platforms at once. Chronic Triggers. It's 3. So Kaiser has put his money on the Browns. You can see in the Twitch chat the little contest that we run. And so I wonder who Mr. Chronic Triggers, who is our October winner. I'm not sure he's quite figured out his, wow, Chronic's got some chips in this place. Holy. Yeah, Chronic won the first contest. No, it didn't get reset, but I'm keeping track, and I know exactly how much everybody has and exactly how much they bet. It keeps record of all that inside of Stream Elements, so it's all good. And so yeah, we're just hanging out in. Do you remember when NBA over/unders used to be set at 197? My, how times have changed. You know, Shooter, I remember when every hockey total was 5 or 5.5. That was it. For a decade, when I first started, that was it. It was either 5 or 5.5. If you saw a 6, that was like crazy. So, no, I remember. This is, yeah, I remember. Yeah, 4.5 exactly with the Devils. I completely remember that. And in the playoffs, forget about it. Even, I think, remember seeing 4s at times, possibly, when they're playing that extremely trap, you know, when Jersey actually had a team and with Brodeur and everything. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, 5 and 5.5. That was it. That was the standard forever, for a decade. Mr. Greg Rindosh is here. So the main two platforms that we seem. How much do I have to work with? As much as you want, Chronic. Don't worry. No worries. So, I don't know if you guys saw the picture of my brother at the Browns game last week. If you go to my Twitter, Facebook, and you scroll down a little bit, you can see my brother at Browns Stadium. Now, we're from Canada, but my brother, we love the NFL, and my brother has been a Browns fan since he was a little kid, and I'm not kidding, and he just loved them the entire time, like, and just hated every other team, and he's been through thick and thin, and now, so he just went down there, and he actually met his buddy who was a lifetime Bills fan, and so that was a crazy encounter for them. They had such a great time, and of course, my brother's team got the win there, and he was loving it. Wow, we got a bunch of bets on the Browns tonight. Pretty crazy. I love my house band. Like, I play the Devo all the time, but hey man, if you could tell me 20 years ago that my house band would be Devo, I wouldn't believe you. So I'm pretty happy. Okay, Shooter McGavin, yeah. You know, I think that I saw that the majority of the public was on Pittsburgh. So you guys have gone contrarian here, for sure. So maybe that's the sharp bet. I mean, betting on the short week, the season's on the line. And perhaps I will be doing a little bit of hedging before half or something. So we'll find out here shortly. Dude, I was a KC fan. Hunt's rookie year. The man is a team offense by himself. Brown's going to look up the rest of the season even more once they fire Kitchens. Okay, well there you go. Chronic is calling the breakout big game from Kareem Hunt. if they get over Pittsburgh here, Chronic feels they do have a shot of winning a few games in a row here and challenging. So I guess we'll see. These guys have been, both these quarterbacks really have been a train wreck this year. It's coming down to the wire. Last drive of the game, similar to, yeah. So whichever team has its hands on the ball last, guess we'll see. I bet over 20.5 yards on Kareem Hunt. And so do you guys play at FanDuel? That was funny when that proposition was passed in the United States. It was like literally 2 minutes later, FanDuel announced that they were opening up a sports book. Tweeted like literally 2 minutes after the announcement. Right, FanDuel and DraftKings, both of them, within minutes of that announcement. Boom. I don't know if you guys saw that stat today that New Jersey in October just it made $500 million in October on the sports gambling, and 104 million of that came from the internet and mobile. So it was a $500 million take the state made in October. That's ridiculous. That's, yeah, staggering. And just when you think about the possibilities, so I think Mr. Dan Kaiser is going to be available pretty shortly here. So Dan, yeah, he had dropped a few free picks in there, and again, those ones are in college basketball, the Michigan State over, in NHL, Edmonton, and in NBA, Atlanta at +8. Jazz Call Me is an account with them, invite only. Chronic, I'm not sure about that. What do they want you to do? I'll talk to the guy tomorrow and just say, hook you up, and I'll get back to you. So I'll send that email in the morning. I'll get it figured out for sure, man. No worries. Well, let's get this game going. Buffalo up 17-3. Look at this, Alabama A&M taking it to Cincinnati. That's crazy. Look at Winnipeg with a goal up on Florida. Carolina smoking Buffalo now. Just want me to load money and make bets. I just was asking, so I was going to mention it to buddies, but didn't know if I should. Yeah, no, we don't want that for sure. This should just be a $100 account that you can use, and if you have to roll it over 5 times or whatever, you don't have to deposit any other money or anything like that. So I'll clarify that and make sure I get that worked out, Chronic, for sure, man. You don't have to deposit any money or anything. Mr. Burns, I think it's your birthday today, or not today, sometime soon. And happy birthday, man. Okay, I guess they want to try to get you to deposit. They're trying their best to get you to also deposit and not just take advantage of the thing. And so I guess they tried that was their shot, their sales pitch. It's not necessary though to use that $100 betting account. Okay, okay. Well, there you go. I'll just tell them to put it in there and see what they say in the morning. Either way, Chronic, I'll get that figured out for you. You're the first month champ. So we're gonna take care of you by hook or by crook. So yeah, Kaiser should be coming in here any minute. When are the -1.5 puck lines going to start winning consistently on NHL this season? So what's the discrepancy there? Is it they're getting killed, the favorites on the puck line? I'd like to see the actual numbers on that. Okay. Here we go. Mr. Kaiser, let's give him a call.
Yo.
Hey. How are you, Dan?
Good.
You gotta turn on the camera part.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Just give me a second here.
Alright, no worries.
Usually it pops up. Usually it just pops up. It hasn't been popping up. There we go.
Well, thanks for going through with that, Chronic, and I'll get to the bottom of it tomorrow morning, I promise, and I'll just message you on Discord. Mr. Dan Kaiser, you look a little bit fuzzy today, like your camera's got, it's like,
I don't know.
Got like condensation on it a tiny bit or something. You got a little rag or something?
Something. Yeah, just a second here.
I think we can clear that picture up a little bit. How you doing anyways?
Good, mate, good.
Right on. And so thanks for putting those free picks in the free pick section there again. I appreciate that. I'm seeing that our voice levels are maxing out a bit here.
Better?
That's much better. Much better. Yeah, significantly better now. Yeah. Microfiber.
Yeah, looking good, man. I'm getting ready. Michigan State's on tonight, so.
Yeah. So your state must be going, or your town and everything going crazy tonight?
Mate. No, you got. I'm like everything. I'm like the outcast. Like everybody, like all my family, everybody else. So they're all Michigan fans around here.
Oh, really?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, and again, it's like, you know, it's like every place. It's just like who wins most of the time? Michigan. So everybody's like Michigan fans. We call them Walmart. We call them Walmart Michigan fans. Because you know they all go to Walmart, buy their Michigan gear.
Right.
You know, so. No,
interesting. So yeah, what do you think about the game tonight? I saw that you put a bet in on the Browns in our chat there. But do you have an official play on the total or something then tonight?
Yeah, I've got the over for the total. I took the over.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I only put in the play on Twitch. Actually, if I was gonna put money, and I think I put that later. If I was gonna bet money, I'd probably bet it on Pittsburgh.
Right.
I just did it in the contest because originally, until I saw somebody ask, I thought the line was 2.5.
Mm.
And it's a contest, and I thought everybody would be taking Pittsburgh, so I just figured I'd go opposite.
Right.
You know. contest betting and money betting, it's a little different
Mm-hmm.
for me, but you know, and it's not like we're playing. It's not like it's
So
the big.
William's on the Steelers. William is on the Steelers. He's in our chat here tonight. Is it Movember, Dan, or is that your everyday stash? They're wondering. Is it Movember? You know Movember?
Yeah, I know.
I've seen you have a better mustache.
Yeah, fuck them.
So
No, yeah.
yeah. Do you want to
You know what?
let's take a quick look at the scores here if you want.
When,
Do you have anything going
hey,
in college?
when you go big time, when we
Mhm.
hit the big time, more than a half of a couple of handful of watchers, then I'll fucking wear a tuxedo if I have to.
Just like Stu Feiner.
But I was listening to you were talking earlier about the hockey totals.
Yeah,
Now, yeah,
we actually have a discussion about that right now in
yeah.
with
But I was listening. Yeah, but I remember. Yeah, I go back to you. I remember it was 5.5 playoffs. You get 4.5,
yeah.
and now it's like 50. I just flipped on the game. I put a bet in. It's like 15 minutes into the first period, and I think I'm already gonna lose the over 6.5. All right, I bet under. I said I bet under 6.5. I think I'm already gonna lose it in the first period.
I know.
Like,
I know.
It's like
No, I know. These
crazy.
goaltenders that were once good are just not even good anymore. And look at this. New York has jumped out to an early 8-2 lead on Dallas there. Yeah, this game is taking a little bit to start here. 5:20 already. Yeah, Chicago's fighting with Milwaukee as well, the Bulls. So yeah, we'll get into some live wagering. Maybe you can give a few suggestions, and we'll do this first half. But I have definitely next week some new guys come on and stuff. Some really sharp people that I've met that are doing in live wagering and different stuff. But a combination with you and stuff, and I'll get that triple window feature thing figured out at some point.
All right, yeah, no problem. So, and I'd heard you earlier that your kid's birthday Sunday.
Both actually. Okay. They were born just a few days apart, and my wife's birthday is just like 2 days after that.
Yeah. So we're moving to Monday.
We're gonna move to Monday. Let's do Monday night because my mom will actually still be here, and I can send them out. Huh?
Fine with me. I'm open to. I'm always open.
Yeah, let's do the Monday night game. That might as well go back to the Monday night. That's sweet. That's a sweet time, and there's nothing set in stone. We could do this anytime. I mean, we could do both, really. Maybe. I don't know.
Nah, listen. This week, let's just the next coming week. Let's just do Monday. I mean, listen, it's your kid's birthday. You might just take your time, spend the day with him.
William bet 2,000 on the Steelers. Yeah, I see that, William. I got that. Yeah, I got it. I have written that down. And in fact, I don't even need to write it down. The Stream Elements thing, the contest thing, just keeps track of all of that. So I have all of that. So this game is about to start here.
So yeah, I saw a little earlier today when I had time to look. I've been busy the last couple of days. I saw that you had to lay the hammer down on Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the whole thing, and I knew that it would come eventually.
Yeah.
People are trying to spam and do that sort of thing, and so I was slow actually to sort of recognize what was really going on and what I should do in that case, but now I know, and if it ever happens again, I'm just going to insta ban. I feel bad because I
Yeah,
was kind of
well,
talking to the guy, and I sort of gave him a chance to begin with, and then a few other people were talking about it, and sort of, yeah, you don't want those type of people sort of in there, uh,
but you know,
bothering the people that you have got
but,
there and everything. So
but
yeah.
it goes, but also it goes back to, and I'm sure there's a couple of our friends that would relate, can relate to this. I remember back, this is like 20, because Michigan State went in 2000, so I had my little war before that. So it was like 1999 or whatever, the beginning of a wager talk, and it's not the wager talk that it is now. I'm
Right.
sure you probably saw it. It was a wager talk. It was kind of like this without the video and everything. It was just a chat board basically.
Right.
And it was like the bunch of guys that were on there, and a guy I met. I mean, we organized Vegas trips through it, and
Mm-hmm. No, I remember. I
yeah,
was involved in some of
yeah,
those trips from way back in the day, from the original
right,
Wager Talk board.
right. That's where I met
Yeah.
you, and that's where I basically had, I
Mm-hmm.
met somebody that's
Exactly.
one of my best friends still today. But it started out as a good place, kind of like as we're doing here. People just, because back then it wasn't, the internet was kind of just taking off, and sports gambling on the internet's kind of just taking off. And it started out as what we have here in the chat room, where people are putting in pics and talking and having fun, and then it just turned into basically a trash heap.
Well, and then the internet just evolved into a trash heap, and now here we
Right,
are,
but
trash
it was
heaping
way,
along. Look at
yeah,
this,
but
Mason
no, no,
Rudolph. He's running for his life, and he throws
but
it away.
what I mean, it just turned into a trash heap where people got on there, and then it just got very personal and just really stupid. And and it basically, in like a year and a half or 2 years, it just went to like nothing.
Yeah.
So, but it was back in the day. It was a free for all. There were no moderators, and there was like really nothing going on. So you gotta. I mean, I've enjoyed the short time this has been up, and it's growing, and there's some really cool people on there. And there's some people I've talked to in direct message about things, and I think so far it's going good, and but you have to keep it that way. You can't let it turn into
No, it'll be a
free for all.
constant battle. It'll be a complete battle for sure the whole
Yeah,
time.
well, sure, but you kind of laid down the law early, and
Yeah.
that's if you have to. And I'm just saying that you have to, because you can't, especially because you have you have a thing with jazz, and they're on here, and they want to be, obviously they want people to come there, but it's a thing. You can't have other promoting books that you know nothing about, and you know
So here we
obviously.
go. Live wagering. You can get the Steelers plus 3.5 right now. It's half points better at this exact moment while they're getting the ball. What do you guys think? I'm already on the Steelers, so you double down. Nah, maybe I should wait and then to see what's going to happen. Hey Dan, I'm just gonna quickly go to the washroom, but I'll leave it
Okay.
on the big screen here, and I'll be right back. Okay?
All right, sure.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Just a second. State game on here. Yeah, so you got a big weekend of college football coming up. If there's any games that you guys are interested in, or whatever, send Nick a message or whatever. We can talk about it. But I'm really interested in a few games here. I think the Iowa-Minnesota game, I think that game is going to be very interesting. Iowa's a 3-point favorite. You know, you got Minnesota coming off the big win against Penn State, which surprised
All
me
right.
to be honest.
Made it back.
Which surprised me to be honest, but
What happened there? Did something? Not something didn't happen in the game, did it?
no, I don't know. I haven't watched. But let me get back to what I was saying about the Minnesota Iowa game Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game's going to surprise a lot of people. I mean, I know Minnesota looked really good against Penn State, but Iowa's a tough place to play. Since it's a somewhat small stadium, the crowd is right on top of you. It's very, very loud. So, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota actually loses this game.
And so
I like Minnesota. I love PJ Fleck. He coached at Western, which is 20 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got. And I know a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people think he's fake, but there's a story behind the whole row the boat thing and whatever. He lost a child, which is very, very young. I think about probably less than 3 years old, and it's just something that's got him through that. He's became what he is, and I think I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying bet Iowa. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota loses this game.
Interesting. A bold prediction.
Well, I'm obviously Vegas thinks the same thing because Minnesota's an underdog. But no, I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
I mean, I would like to see him win. I'd like to see him go undefeated heading into the Ohio State game. That'd be great. Be great for the Big Ten.
There was a big play by Kareem Hunt right there.
But
William is saying here, tell Kais that I believe that I'm afraid that MSU is going to get destroyed this weekend against Michigan.
Yeah, and your point is what?
So,
of course they are.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a realist.
No, you bet against MSU. Look at this. Touchdown, Cleveland.
I'm a realist. I know when my team sucks.
Odell Beckham Jr. Was that Odell? Must have been. Only. Yeah.
See, here's the thing though, and this is no lie. I didn't want D'Antonio as a coach. I didn't think he coming from Cincinnati. This guy's gonna suck. It's another Larry L. Smith. We're gonna be terrible. He's turned the program around, and for years, I mean, he was great. The last 2 or 3 years, because he's stubborn and he won't get rid of his offensive coordinators and he won't change. There's a lot of people that think he should go. To be honest, and I'm torn because he's brought so much. I wouldn't say glory, but he's brought a lot to the program. He's turned Michigan State for a while into a very good football program. So I don't know. I think if he would bring in a better offensive-minded guy, I'd say stick with him. If he wants to keep the same people on offense, I'd almost be ready to get rid of him and bring in somebody else.
That's some good insight, Dan. And
but it pains me to say that because I mean, we went, we went from being so-called little brother to beating the shit out of the big brother year in and year out. So
you can get money line. I can get the Steelers on the money line right now. Okay, Chronic's stepping out for a minute. See you later, brother. We'll get the your account figured out tomorrow morning, 100%. I'm sure it's not a big issue at all. So yeah, I can play the Steelers at plus 235 on the money line. But yeah, what do you think about the over, the total now? Like, they've got to update this shortly here. So let's see, what do we got? Yeah, 44.5, minus 130 on the over. You get Steelers plus 6.5, under 44.5. So there's a chance to like middle the total, because I have the over 40.5. Need one more yard to cash that Kareem Hunt prop. Unreal. So yeah, one of our followers here on YouTube, he told me about a Kareem Hunt prop before the game started, and he only needs one more yard to cash that. You really want a 7-point window. I see what you're saying. If you want to try to middle it, no doubt. So try to get that 7 number. Yeah. Well, let's see if it's changed anymore. I've heard that the best time to do your in-game wagering is to, now it's off the board, is to wait until commercial time. First and goal? What happened here? Oh, it wasn't a touchdown. He's on the...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just flipped over. I was waiting for the Michigan State game to start. I missed it.
So it did appear as if his legs went down.
Well,
Baker gets it. Baker. What channel is the MSU game on? Greg is saying.
Oh, just a second. I think it's Fox Sports 1.
Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports 1.
Let me check.
All right, let's see what's going on here now then.
So, what do you think about the Kaepernick tryout Saturday?
I just think that if he's goes to a camp and he can prove that he can throw the ball and like run around and do good, then great. But if he stinks and he's horrible, then oh well. That's what I think. Like, if he does great,
yeah.
And if he doesn't do great, I don't care either way. I guess I'm indifferent. I just don't care. Like, if he does great, great. If he doesn't do very good, then oh well. What can you do? So that's exactly how I feel about the situation. I guess I just don't really care. I hope that he does good, but if he doesn't do good, whatever.
I don't think it matters. I just don't think it matters.
I don't know. Do you think he can play better than Baker Mayfield? He hasn't played in like 3 years or something.
Well, I bet he can play better than Mitch Trubisky.
I don't know. It's difficult to leave any professional sport for 3 years and then come back, and I just doubt it. I just personally, there's no way. How can that? I mean, unless he's superhuman.
I'd much rather have him in Detroit right now.
I don't know. Guess.
Jeff Driscoll?
I don't know, man. He's been away for 3 years, though. I mean, it sounds good on paper until you see him on the field. He's just horrible. Yeah.
No, I understand that, but I just think this whole thing is kind of.
Yeah, Ricky Williams, Michael Vick. Yeah.
I just think it's a PR thing, though. I mean, why have it on a Saturday? Why not?
Right.
When there's
45.5 now, and it's 7.5. You can get the Steelers.
Why not tell them who's going to be there? Why give him 2 hours notice, or say you got to make up your mind in 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things going into it that I mean, the it's the NFL. I'm not sure. I mean, I think he can go out there and throw the ball, and they won't tell him who he's gonna throw to.
That level of athleticism and football IQ just doesn't go away, says Chronic Triggers.
But they're not
Yeah,
telling
the
him.
football IQ won't. But I
But
think
well,
that the NFL though is the highest level of athleticism there is. Like,
but again, no. And listen. I agree with that. But also, I just all the things that are going into it, they won't tell him. I just think it's set up as a PR move, and I don't think it's going to matter what he does. I mean, why won't they tell him? Why won't they tell him who he's going to throw to?
I didn't hear that part of it. I'm not sure on what you're referring to.
They won't. They usually when you have these pro days or these tryouts, the quarterback knows who the wide receivers, who the running backs are that he's going to throw to.
I see.
They won't tell him. They won't tell him. They could put you and me out there. Are we going to make them look good?
As I said, Chronic, on everything, it seems that would be the truth, that he would be better than half the people on the field of play. But 3 years of being away, like, I just do the equivalent in any other sport. Like, 3 years of being away from the NBA, and then you're like, he wasn't even like he wasn't like Michael Jordan and then coming back. He was Colin Kaepernick, who was really good, super good, but like, yeah, I don't know, like,
I'm not arguing that part. I'm just arguing. I just think the whole thing is kind of I don't know.
You're away from the sport for 3, and then the NFL of all sports, and the quarterback position, the most important, and he's been away from so much of the game. It's not just being on the field. No, it is. You're right, Chronic. It is unprecedented, and so I'm really interested. I want it to be a fairy tale story where he comes back as this figure that fought the power and rocked it, and I'm not against Colin Kaepernick at all or anything that he stands for. I don't have any position on anything politically or any of that stuff. So that part for me doesn't factor into this at all. Don't even know what basically what. So yeah, for me, if you want to get that sort of insight and people talking about that, then there's millions of people that will get into that, and I'll just not get into that. He's going to take over New England. I heard that the Patriots are going to be looking at him. Oops, I don't have you on the screen here. I got some old brown stuff on there. Yeah, when you got to monitor all the different levels here and everything, it's crazy sometimes, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I think we've already had more discussion already than we did Sunday.
No, I'm a little bit more awake than I normally am, and what happened there? Pass interference on the Browns. Jeez. No, I'm thinking on the total is what I want to wager on here, possibly, but we'll see. I just want to see what happens on this drive, and then I'll make a decision on some in-game wagering. If I had money I'm figuring now, at FanDuel or DraftKings, that's where you get to do all the player prop bets, even the live in-game, because those guys have them. That's what they're all about, right? So.
Do you guys have that up in Canada, FanDuel or DraftKings?
Well, we have the internet, so. What do you mean? Like a sports book at the corner store or something?
No, I live in Michigan. I can do FanDuel and DraftKings,
Oh, okay.
but I gotta drive. But I gotta drive to Indiana.
Yeah, totally. We can do anything like that.
But I didn't know if they were.
And
I didn't
actually,
know if they
Canada is
were in
going to have
Canada.
the single game wagering here shortly too. It's like just a couple of
Right.
years away at the most across the whole country. It's just exactly the same. It'll, yeah, we're almost there.
Okay. No, I just want because I didn't know where you're at. Because I remember when I was up there, lived there for a while. That yeah, you could only like do the parlay card things and.
Yeah, thankfully, that's going to change soon.
But you don't have it right now. You don't have FanDuel and DraftKings aren't up there right now. Then
Well, online on the computer.
you can do it on the computer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, the gambling part, not the.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, I didn't know.
Oh, you mean like the sportsbook part, and not like the DFS part?
I'm talking the sports book part.
Okay, maybe that I can't 100% confirm whether or not
Okay.
we do actually about that part. Of course,
Okay.
the DFS we can,
Right.
but I'm not sure about their sportsbook and
Right.
getting in on their player props, etc. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, because that's the thing, because they have it. They have the FanDuel and DraftKings sportsbook app. I can get it in Michigan, but I've got to drive like
Missed
20
it.
miles. I got to drive 20 miles to actually place a bet
Right.
because they use geo tracking, which they basically get your location and know where you're at. And so if I try to place a bet from my home, they kick me out. But I could drive. I think it's about 20 miles, maybe less than that. But I was talking to a guy from DraftKings, and he said you have to go like 5 miles inside the state line just so you don't pick up a tower in your own state. He said it's totally legal. They have no problem. It's just I have to drive into Indiana to actually be able
Okay,
to
so
do it.
Greg is saying that I cannot bet on it. You have to be in the States.
Okay.
It's legal in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Indiana, and West Virginia. So yeah, it's just a few states that they're doing those player props and everything. So there you go. But I mean, it's only a matter of time,
Right.
just like everything else. Just another year. So there was a missed field goal, and so now the under betters and the Browns betters are loving life. Let's see what the lines are here now. Wow. Steelers plus 9.5 I can get. And plus 8.5 in the first quarter, or the first half. And the under 23.5. Yeah, it's gonna grow. Keep growing, Greg, for sure. Every state, it's gonna keep growing. All right, I'm going to take the Steelers at plus 8.5 in the first half. Yeah. All right. The line changed. Can't get it. Yeah. Only for the game. Can't get that for the. I was too late, and I'm not gonna take it. Got to be a little bit faster than that. There you
Yeah.
go.
You can't be watching 5 streams and
No.
and, and mic control and live bet.
Darn, I was going to take the Steelers first half plus 8.5. And I had it there. So, do we got a rundown of the scores of some of the other games?
Yeah, just a second here. It's got it called up here. NCAA football, we got Buffalo up 17-3.
Mm-hmm.
No score in the Pittsburgh, North Carolina game.
Mm-hmm.
Heat up 10 with 4 minutes to go. Actually, wait, let me refresh this. This is old. I hate scores and odds. It doesn't seem
Chicago has a 46-42 lead. New York has a 30-26 lead.
You're better than me.
Pittsburgh just scored a touchdown, so it's 10-7 North Carolina. Yeah, Buffalo has a 17-6 lead at halftime there. Here's Baker Mayfield running for his life. 3rd and 11. The Browns are bouncing. He could get it. Oh, man, he got it. He got that first down. Wow, 7-1 Tampa Bay against the Rangers.
Yeah, well.
So there's Minnesota with a 1-0 lead, but Buffalo's fighting back too. Desperate after 5 straight losses. The Sabres, their hot start is definitely in the rear view mirror. Kai should take Wake Forest, William is saying. What do you think about Wake Forest this weekend?
I don't know. To be honest, the way that NCAA football is going, if there's a chance, I think Clemson will try to bury them. If they want to look good for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is it? It's what, 35? I mean, Wake's got a good team, but I don't know. You know, it's like that. It's like the I don't know how many points did you get with Maryland last week? 42.
Yeah.
43.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much over at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just give me a minute. Just a second.
No problem. I should take Wake Forest versus Clemson. Yes. See what's going on here now. 8.5 Steelers for the game. Man. So just trying to, man, you can only get them 6.5 now. I wanted to get in there on the 8.5. It's different though, because Wake is 7-2. I've always hated Trevor Lawrence, the Clemson quarterback. So we'll ask Dan about Trevor Lawrence when he gets back here. The under is definitely looking good after it looked like it was definitely going to go over.
All right, sorry about that. I'm back.
No worries, buddy. So yeah, it dropped
Yeah,
quickly to 6.5 even. I was going to take Steelers at plus 8.5 when I saw them stop them on third down there. Then I wasn't logged in. I couldn't get and then when I logged back in, it was already 6.5. So, you could still get the Steelers at plus 255 on the money line. Only down by 7 and getting the ball back.
Well,
all right, I got it. I got Steelers plus 260 on the money line at a half unit. So there you go. I'm hoping that the Steelers have a comeback here. They're getting the ball back. I think I'm already down on the Steelers. Now I'm doubling down. Let's go.
Nick. It's weird. I watched this on Twitch with the sound down, so it's a little weird because it's a few seconds behind. But I just see what William posted about Clemson and Wake, and he says that I've always hated Trevor Lawrence. He's going to be a bust in the NFL. Book it. Well, if there's a place I could book it, I'd book it. I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence fan either. I mean, everybody thought, he played well. I'm not going to take anything away from him. He played well last year.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Sorry. So I'm going to let you carry this dialogue for a second, okay? I'm just going to go quickly to the toilet. Okay, I'll be right back.
So, listen, I'm not going to take anything away from him. He played good last year for Clemson. He played well in the championship game. They beat Alabama. Fine. He hasn't played Clemson. Yeah, you can say whatever you want about Clemson this year. Great. He has not played well. He's made a lot of bad passes. And I'd agree with William Burns that I don't think he's going to be a good pick in the NFL. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Not much, but I have been wrong before. But yeah, I just think I would be betting my franchise on Lawrence. I mean, he could be, I don't know, he could, obviously he could turn out to be something good, but he could also be the next, or I think he will be like the next Mitch Trubisky. But to be honest, I probably won't be taking anybody in that Wake Forest Clemson game, but I've got some other games more in my sights.
All right, so what are you laughing about? Are you checking out a little bit of on Twitch here?
No,
let me see.
Yeah, I just have Twitch going. I was just kind of chuckling at the last William Burns comment, but
okay. Actually, William, Greg is going to be one of our guests coming up on one of the shows. And so I don't know, maybe we'll see what his opinion is. I know that he's had a lot of success with his in-game wagering, and so I'm looking forward to having him on next week, and so that'll be totally cool.
Yeah. Don't be pissing off our guests.
No, he's actually part of our more than just a guest. He's part of our Discord, a big part of that, and huh.
Yeah.
Wow, they can't even pick up that 1 yard. Why wouldn't they run it there? That's pretty pathetic. And just like that, the drive is over. And this first quarter is almost over. No, it's been going good here. I still have faith in the Steelers. Yeah, but Twitch is pretty cool. I'm going to turn this back to the game. There we go. Give this a refresh. Boom. Yeah, underbetters are loving it. For sure. Bulls with an outright lead. Knicks with an outright lead. Knicks are dominating. I loved that bet, actually. So Michigan State, Seton Hall, it's 9-9 after 5 minutes. 8-1 Tampa Bay is leading the Rangers. Unbelievable.
Yeah, listen, I don't. Like I said, that's the game I basically was done. I took the under on that one. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, I wonder how many people can say they remember the very beginning of Wager Talk. You know what I mean?
That are still on. That are still on the internet.
I remember
Probably
some
not.
crazy stuff.
Probably
And that's how
not
I know
many.
all of these people from the start. This is where a lot of them got their start. You know what I mean? Like it really was from that. A lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know. Were you? I'm not sure if you were on the first Wager Talk trip or the second Wager Talk trip. It doesn't really matter.
It was the
But yeah,
second.
but there's some characters, mate. There's some just definitely characters.
Oh
and
yeah, definitely. I remember a lot of them. I remember those
but
trips.
it wasn't. But it wasn't. It wasn't like. It wasn't like anybody that was like doing it. We were all. It was just everybody that just kind of like doing it on the side. Or everybody that just gambled. It wasn't like people that were doing it professionally or anything like that. It was just all just like gamblers that somehow got to this one site.
8-1 Lightning after 2.
You know, there's like 10 or 12 or 15 or 20 of us. And you were at the second trip, which is a little bit better because I think the first trip we ended up at the Excalibur, which is not that best place.
Yeah, that's where I was. The Excalibur. And
Okay.
That was my, I think,
That might have been. I think
my
that was
first trip ever to Vegas, possibly.
I think that was the first Wager Talk trip. Was the Excalibur?
Okay, well that's the one I was at.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I think I went to both actually.
And then you just meet up with these guys, and it's just like
And then after
normal
that,
everyday guys.
it was like a second home for a couple of years there.
It was nuts.
Yeah. 8-1 Lightning after 2. What a punt. What a punt. Hey, I think the family has come home here. And so I'm going to throw to you for
Lucky
1
you.
second, okay?
All right. Yep. No problem.
Okay, so just give me a second here. All right, I'll be right back. And so you're carrying the show now, buddy.
All right. Well. All right. Well, it's good. I'll just go into this whole thing. Basically how I got into the internet gambling or just the internet sports things. Like we were talking about wager talk. I think it was so it was March '99, March '98. We had a huge winter snowstorm here, so I took the day off because I was on my own, become like my own schedule. So I went in, I picked up Wall Street Journal, and it on the back page had a thing about internet sports gambling or internet sports forums, and it mentioned the RX and it mentioned Wager Talk, and I got into Wager Talk. This was like the first weekend, I think the first weekend of March Madness. So I sat there and I got on Wager Talk. I just started and I started meeting people, and it kind of went from there to just a small group of 15, 20 people that end up going to Vegas for football. And it was the next March. At that time, it was just something new. And it kind of what got me into like the whole business, sports gambling. Well, not so much sports games, 'cause I always done that, but just the whole internet thing. And it's just grown from there. And I met some of the best friends I still have today. I met on that trip. Unfortunately, most of them are all Canadians, but that's another story. Not yet. You want it? All right. Give me 1 second.
Thanks, buddy. Good work there on that. Dan had to go away for a moment there. And I am back. No worries, no worries.
My son's now wants to get Disney Plus. So who's my favorite Spartan basketball? Of course,
I was thinking about getting Disney Plus too.
Yeah.
But
right.
Then I'd have to drop Netflix.
Why?
I don't know. I don't want to pay for 2 streaming services.
Oh, man, I've got 3 or 4, and cable. I want to get rid of cable, but that may happen soon. No, I've got Netflix. I got Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you have Prime.
Yeah, but Disney.
So with your Prime.
Yeah.
With your Prime, you can use it on Twitch to subscribe to the show.
All right.
You get a free subscription every month to whatever show you want, and so you have to link it to the show. So you should do that.
All right.
It's free, and then it benefits the show.
All right, sure. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
All right.
We'll talk about it. But the thing is, if you have Disney Plus, that's the thing where it's going to, because Disney Plus, I want it because I'm a Star Wars guy, and I want to watch the new Star Wars series, and for my son so he can watch. And they got Marvel now, and they've got a new Marvel series coming out, and they got all the Disney shows, but you can't get that on Netflix. So I like there's Netflix shows I like. They're only on Netflix, so I'm kind of like stuck.
Right. I don't watch any of it, but
okay. See, I do though.
I think it might be better. I don't know. I watched so much of that growing up, and I just don't care anymore.
But
Yeah.
I saw though. But to be honest though, out of the two, I would almost think that
You think
for you
Netflix
and
is
your
better?
kids, I think no, I think for you and your kids, Disney Plus would be better
Mm-hmm.
because they have all the Disney shows, like all the Disney movies, stuff that your kids can watch. I don't know how old are your kids now. I don't think they're. I don't know.
They are.
Well, how old are they?
Sorry, as I wolf this down. Uh,
I don't know.
well,
What I'm saying is
on
they're not like
Sunday they're going to be
they're not
3
Clinton's
and
age.
5.
Well, exactly. They're not my son's age. They're not 14 or 15.
No, no. But so
No,
Netflix
that's
has
what I'm
lots
saying.
of like little kid shows. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so look at that. Oh man. No, I'm thinking that perhaps here, Dan.
If you're not no, my only point is if you don't watch it, like if you're not sitting there, because I mean when I'm not doing it, I like to watch. There's a lot of Netflix shows I like. If you're not watching it, I'm just saying. I think if you're gonna get one, if you're only gonna get one, I'd get Disney because I think it'd be better for your kids. But
Okay. Well,
I'm not.
it's going to
What do
take
I
some
know?
effort to cancel one and sign up for the other, and I'll have to see if it's worth it. But for as far as this game,
Effort. You spend more effort in 5 minutes monitoring
that's
things
true.
in 5.
I know, and then so that makes me so I don't want to do anything, even a little bit. And canceling, I'm sure it's pretty easy, but
Yeah. Cancel subscription. Press the button. I'm just saying.
so
Whatever.
Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, the last few games, just so we get back to the game here for a second.
Yeah.
They started off really slowly, had given up big leads even at home like last week and stuff, before storming back in later in the second. This is like a pattern over the last 3 games that Pittsburgh has like identically followed, if they manage to come back, of course. But yeah, this has been what has happened each of the last 2 or 3 games for Pittsburgh here. So do you think they look different here with Kareem Hunt? Obviously, he's had a few really big plays. I don't know if Greg Rindosh has already cashed that bet. You can appoint moderators once you get bigger, exactly. Just appoint moderators in your Discord and in everywhere. Look at that. Wow. Huge play by the Browns there. I'd like to see some points on the board, personally. Let's take a quick look. Buffalo with another touchdown. North Carolina is in the red zone. Chicago with a 66-65 lead at halftime. New York still leading. New Orleans with a big lead over the Clippers at halftime. So what happened in that Alabama-Cincinnati? So it was at 35, no, only 31 points. So that's a cover for Alabama A&M at plus 33.5 or plus 35.5. That's a cover. So Buffalo is still battling Carolina there. North Carolina tacked on a field goal. New York, the Knicks are balling against Luka or against Porzingis.
Yeah, well, yeah, you made a point earlier in Discord that you like betting with bad teams.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it seemed to, that's what it seems. I don't know where that came from exactly, but it does seem that
Well,
I
not,
do like to wager on bad teams.
but yeah, granted, it's only the first half. I mean, as we know, things can change. But yeah, I don't. Well, here's the thing. This is what gets me, and this is why I hate betting the NBA. And I'm going to go back to last night's game. I had the over in the Lakers. I free pick on the insiders room,
Mm-hmm.
and it was trending over all the way.
Right.
And to get to the fourth quarter, and I think it went under by like 6 or 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
But Golden State scored 12 points in the fourth quarter.
Mm.
Listen, you're an NBA basketball. I'm not even put on a team. You're an NBA basketball player. I don't care if it's the last 5 guys on the bench. You should be able to score more than a point a minute.
Well, yeah.
You should be.
If the game's moving along at a snail's pace and you only have maybe less than one opportunity per minute, though.
No, but it's the NBA. No, they don't. I watched the last 2 minutes. There was a couple. There was like a missed dunk, a couple of missed layups, and to be honest, in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and I listened to part of it on the way home, and like the announcers even said, the announcers were going, yeah, the refs must have an early dinner reservation.
Right.
They just didn't call any fouls. I mean, there were guys. I watched the last 2 minutes. It looked like '90s basketball.
Right.
It looked
Greg
like
is saying that's insane. That game was an overall game.
Yeah, it looked like the '90s Bad Boys.
Yeah.
It looked like that kind of basketball. Anybody there got close to the rim,
Right.
they just banged them, knocked them to the ground, and no fouls. They didn't want to stretch the game out anymore. That's why I just kind of like the NBA. I just kind of hate it at some points in time, because you're like, what? Why?
Well, the West looks pretty crazy. And the East looks pretty crazy. I'm impressed by Toronto. And I'm impressed by the Browns here. Look at this. Yeah, if they can go in here and Pittsburgh comes back and scores 21 at half, then it's going over. So there's still lots of time here. I'd say that I like my Pittsburgh bet still. But Mayfield looks better than he's looked. The Browns look better right now than they have at any point in the year, I'll say. Right now. Everything. Getting bonked in the head by this thing. There we go. Look at this. Is this Kareem Hunt? Who is that? That wasn't Kareem Hunt. That was Nick Chubb. 3rd and goal.
Well, actually, well, I saw this last week.
Excuse me.
Cleveland, like 3rd and goal, and not being able to score.
Well, this has been Cleveland's whole year here. 3rd and Mayfield not being able to convert. This has been a repeat over and over and over. Come on, Mayfield, for once. Just put it in. Come on. Come on, Mayfield. Useless.
Penalty.
Oh, yeah. That's coming to the 1 yard line. Here comes Nick Chubb. Okay, so it's 14-0. So now what can I get the, what can I get the,
So, how did your brother like Cleveland?
What?
How did your brother like Cleveland?
Why did he start liking Cleveland?
No, how did he like Cleveland?
Oh, I haven't been able to speak to him
Okay.
directly after because his daughter plays professional volleyball in Paris now.
And
he
he's
went
in
to
Paris or
Paris.
Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He went immediately
Yeah,
after, and so he's still over there.
All right. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I forgot about that. Easy touchdown. Oh, flag.
Oh,
Maybe not
no.
so.
Who's it on?
Maybe not so easy. Oh, touchdown.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, Baker looks the best he's ever looked. The Browns look the best they've ever looked. But now I'm thinking, come on, Pittsburgh. Let's see if they can get a touchdown here. What can I get them now? Let's see. Nothing yet. Now I'm thinking you got a triple down on the money line. If I can get the Steelers. There's no way they could offer money line now. Can they?
They
Plus
can.
21 points or...
What? Did you know? Did your brother go in for like a couple of days or just for the game?
He's done lots of different things. He went down to Seattle. And,
No. I meant.
I know for this, but I'm not positive about what he did on this trip. But I just wanted to tell you about what he did one time when he went down to Seattle to see the Browns there play, and in Seattle there lives a bunch of old-time Cleveland players, and they had like a big party there. And my brother went to that party to meet a bunch of the old Cleveland Browns players and stuff in Seattle when they came there and stuff. Yeah. So I'm not sure what he did. He must have done a bunch of stuff because he loves checking stuff out, and he would have researched before he went. And yeah. So I'm sure they had a great time. And his buddy is a total Bills fan, he lives in Toronto and he travels down to he goes. So if you live in Toronto, of course, going down to Buffalo is nothing, right? It's a bus ride a day. They do that all the time. It's a big party, and they go down to the Bills game and come back and stuff. And so this guy has done it forever, and loves the Bills. And so they went down there. They call it the Toilet Bowl every time the two teams play. And so they went down. They took all those pictures and everything. So my brother must have had such a great time. And then they won the game and everything. And now they're winning this game big time. So, along with Chronic Triggers, who was calling just saying that the Browns schedule ahead, if they could get by this one, that they still have a shot. Yeah. Although, when you look at Baltimore, obviously it's going to have to be a wild card spot. They're not going to win the division with Baltimore there. I don't think so.
No, I was just wondering because don't know what your brother's into or whatever, but just wondering if you got I've been to Cleveland a couple of times. It's a nice place. I went to the grand opening of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame down there.
I can't get a money line here, Greg, by the way. So I cannot get plus 580. So I have plus 13.5. And I can get a first half line of plus 13.5. So what's the score? It's 14-0. Yeah, Baltimore is the real deal, Greg's saying. So, all right, I took Baltimore in the first half. Or sorry, I took Baltimore. I took Pittsburgh in the first half, plus 13.5, plus 135. All right, Mason Rudolph, this is it. Oh my gosh, does he look horrible?
Yeah, that was not good.
Yeah, they really need to get what's his head involved there in the run game. But definitely the offense of the Browns has looked. I mean, Odell Beckham has got a few huge passes, and that's opened things up. I haven't seen any run game out of either team yet at this point. Wow, they're always on 3rd and 4, this team. Wow, he threw in a triple coverage there. Oh, flag. Oh yeah, roughing the passer for sure. I'm roughing that guy. Helmet to helmet. It's a double penalty here. What do you think about Seattle's chances to win the Super Bowl after the game against the 49ers? 49ers are the real deal. Actually, I think I'm going against the 49ers this weekend, and I really like Seattle's chances. But I like every team's chances. Other than against... seems more... Definitely in the NBA. I mean, we're talking NFL here, but it seems very... wide open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I to be honest, I'm not.
Huh?
I know. I don't. I'm not in love with any NFC teams at the moment. To be honest, to win a
Right.
Super Bowl. If I had to pick one, and I hate to say it, if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
just because of Wilson.
Everyone is very smitten by Wilson. Everybody. No question about it.
I don't.
Everybody is in love with this guy this year more than ever.
But I'm not one of the guys. I'm not in love with them. I'm not. I'm just not. But if I'm gonna have to pick a team to come out of NFC, I would pick them just because of what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because he's great. People think he's it's because he has that. Because whatever, he has that ability, or whatever, that he can get away, and he is fast, and he can do, outrun people and cause havoc. When he's out scrambling, he causes havoc, and then the defense lets up, and he can make big plays. I'm just, if I, to me, he's not a.
Blizz is a Skins fan. He's saying here. Ultimately, he's a Skins fan.
But I'm just saying he's not a throwing quarterback. I mean, when I look at quarterbacks, and again, I'm 53 years old, so I'm looking at quarterbacks that like Montana.
Another penalty here to Cleveland, I think, after the play for another big 15-yarder, I believe. If you can confirm that, a few seconds ahead of me.
I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to you. No, but I'm a quarterback. I'm Montana, Brady, and even though I don't like Brady, but Montana, Brady, Peyton, quarterbacks. I'm that kind of quarterback guy because I'm of my age, but so I don't have this great thing of Russell Wilson as being a great quarterback. But if I'm going to pick somebody coming out of the NFC to win a Super Bowl, I would have to go with Seattle just because what he does. Not saying he's a great quarterback, but what he does on the field. And he's got that chance of getting away from a sack and then throwing as the defensive backs are looking at him, he can complete a big play.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the drive here by the Steelers? Think they're going to get a touchdown?
I got the over, so yeah, I hope they get a touchdown.
Okay, right.
Or at least
I also have the over, and I definitely want the over. So I want a big completion here, which we got.
Or give me some points at least.
Yeah, they already missed that field goal. I mean, 17 would have been nicer already at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mr. Rindosh is saying he is managing that offense so well. He is playing smart and he is physically gifted. So is Lamar Jackson on Baltimore. Question is, who has the best pass defense? Because I'm not sure the Pats are the best D. And I would say the Pats aren't the best D either. I'm sure, like, in the Super Bowl, they'd be so exposed.
But yeah, I mean, but yeah, because we talked about this 2 or 3 weeks ago about their defense, and then they got exposed against Baltimore. But Lamar Jackson, I put Lamar Jackson the same as Russell Wilson, kind of. But I think Russell Wilson is a little bit better passer. Lamar Jackson can't fucking throw. Yet, listen, he had that great, I think, week 1 where he was unbelievable throwing the ball, but he's not a great passer. But he's got that thing that same like Russell Wilson, where he's got the.
I'm glad they're going for it, even if they don't make it. I think it's the right call. They are down 14-0. Oh man, yeah, it's still the right call.
Yeah, but also it's good because it gives Cleveland the ball at midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, give me points wherever I can get them.
All right, Dan. Well, I'm just going to go to the toilet one last time, and then I'll be right back, okay? So I'm going to switch to you.
Okay.
All right, 1 sec.
All right. Well. I'm just going to talk to Blitz 32 here for a second. You're a Skins fan. Oh, that's got to be rough. Trust me. I know what it's like to be a fan of a shitty organization. I'm a Lions fan. At least you've won some Super Bowls. Yeah, I mean, God, it's got to be rough. Being a Redskins fan at this point in time. I think you're a lot like me. You want to get rid of your owner. But your owner won't sell, and neither will ours. So, outside of that, tomorrow night, Friday basketball, college basketball, Duke, Georgia State. Right here, and I'll post it on Insider's Room later. I'm taking Duke over Georgia State. I think the line's minus 28. I've learned over time in college basketball, when it comes to like these good teams playing bad teams, sometimes the line's not, can't make a line big enough. So yeah, the other night I posted on here, I had Gonzaga. I put up Gonzaga minus 29. And I mean, it went down the stretch. I'm not giving you, it's not an easy win. It went down the stretch, but Gonzaga won by 31. It's just, when you have this great talent against, these smaller schools, you can't think, there's a lot of these points. Oh, I'm taking the play. Because this doesn't happen that way. Just because even most of the bench of these teams are better than the starters on these teams. So that's my free play. One of my free plays for tomorrow. I'll just give it out tonight. Take Duke in college basketball. Lay the 28.
That was a quick 3 and out there. I'm back. Just give me 2 seconds, and I'm here to close out the show. No more toilet breaks. I'm going to hold it in to the end for sure this time.
Nope. No problem, mate.
Okay. Hold on. All right. No, Dan, you've been killing it. What are you reading? Yeah, I am. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. What about Everson Street against Kentucky? Everson State?
No, it was wait. One, it was Evansville, not Evanston State, but hey, no problem.
Evansville against Indiana State. Evansville, okay.
Evansville, it was Evansville. But
Right.
but Blitz, what I'm saying is, listen, I'm just saying, yeah, okay. You picked out because you were gone. Actually, I was saying, I feel sorry for him for being a Redskins fan. It's like being a Lions fan. You have bad ownership, and you've had bad ownership for years. But my second
What do you think
point
about Cleveland's ownership?
Which one? The new one?
Browns, yeah.
Nah, I think the new. I'll get that. Let me finish. I'll get back to that.
Get back to them in a minute.
Let me finish this. But I put out a free pick. One of my free picks tomorrow. I put it outside was Duke in college basketball over Georgia State minus 28. And I said I've learned over the years that even though the points look good, when it comes early season basketball, even the points look good. Time after time after time. Usually, the best teams win,
right,
and cover because even the bench talent is better than the starting 5 over these teams are playing. Duke's playing Georgia State. I mean, can anybody name me one player off of Georgia State without going to Google? Probably not. Yeah, you know what? Evansville over Kentucky. Yeah, that happens. That happens. I give that. But I'm not betting it. I'm not betting the money line.
Right. No. That's crazy.
So I can afford to lose one of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them if I'm gonna win 10 of them.
Which money line are you talking about? Like in a big parlay? Because lots of people like to bet like
No,
17
no,
parlays
no,
and
no.
throw a monster favorite in there.
Well, but he well, no. My only point is he's just like throwing out. Well, what about this game, the Evansville game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So Kentucky didn't cover a big spread. Okay, great. That's one. But I could probably go back and show you, like, as I pointed out, I had Gonzaga the other night
Yeah.
minus 29. They won by 31. They covered.
Right.
All I'm saying is, but he wants to throw out this game, which is fine. But that's one game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. My point is that's one. I can probably go back and throw 8 or 9. I would have won. So my point is, I'm not betting the money line in that game. Yeah, but I never bet money lines. I think that's crazy. Unless I'm like you, if I'm betting a 10-team big money line parlay, then yeah, I'll throw those. But I'm only betting 10, 15, 20, 30 bucks to win maybe 1,000. Then yeah, I don't mind. I am one of those guys. I will throw a bunch of big money line parlays, big money line spreads in a parlay. But I would not bet like a minus 200, 300, 400, 500 favorite. I won't. I just won't on the money line. I just won't bet it.
Right.
You will win the you could win the majority of the time. But if you lose one, then you're gonna have to win another 5 in a row to make up for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I will throw them in parlays. I just won't bet them straight up.
Right. Well,
that's my only thing, and you know.
Michigan State has a 30-27 lead at halftime over Seton Hall, 30-27. Yeah, as I say, my Alabama A&M at plus 35.5 came in comfortably with Cincinnati there.
But I just want to go back because I don't obviously.
Look at that, Carolina and Buffalo. It's 4-4. So when I went to the washroom, but look at your Edmonton free wager there, eh? Man, I wish I took Edmonton. You see that?
No, I'm not looking. What is it?
3-1. And
but,
Winnipeg beat Florida. So Carolina and Buffalo are tied 4-4. So Buffalo's come back all the way on they've had a 5-game losing streak. Chicago is battling the Bucks. The Bucks look pathetic.
But
they're overrated. The Bucks are overrated. I mean, really, the Toronto Raptors look a lot better to this point than the Bucks do in the early going, and they're depleted completely. I mean, Sikiam and what's his head there? Who's the other guy there? The
Lowry?
6th man of the year guy. No, Lowry's injured, so it's Fred VanVleet. Van Vliet. Oh, that was almost a pick.
Yeah, but Middleton, it wasn't Middleton's out for the Bucks.
That's true, and he's a huge piece of that, for sure. I mean, clearly you can tell how much a big a piece he is. So look at that. Paul George is back in the Clippers lineup. He's now leading the Clippers in scoring right now with 21 points in that game.
But that's like but I know because I obviously Blitz 32 still listening.
So here we go. The Steelers are going to kick a field goal, and they miss. Look at that. Totally missed it wide right. If the Steelers can come back and just even tack on a field goal here, then I'm going to cover that 13.5 points. So now I have a legitimate shot here.
Huh?
I took the Steelers at plus 13.5 in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they even just kick a field goal here, then I'm gonna win that.
Okay. Well, because I just want to go back to just the Blitz 32. I'm not my thing, Blitz. I'm not saying. I see you agree with me, but my thing is, I'm not saying you take every big favorite to win.
Right.
I'm not saying that at all. I just look at people, at teams, and I wouldn't put Kentucky. To be honest, I wouldn't put Kentucky as one of those teams because they're very young.
Uh-huh.
If you're asking me, would I have taken them would I have taken them yesterday? Probably. But I wouldn't say take all of them. But there are certain teams that I know that don't hold back,
Mm-hmm.
that will run up the score, that will just keep playing and playing and playing. So, I'm not saying it's a blind thing to take every big favorite, but there are certain teams that I like that I figure it's worth taking them and laying the points.
Right.
It's kind of, and I not, but it's like last week when I had Ohio State, you had Maryland. I just figured that was a game that Ohio State was going to score tons of points.
Well, talking about tons of goals, Tampa Bay 9-2 now.
Yeah, well, hey.
Edmonton 4-1 in the first.
Well, see,
and so what was your other wagers? You had also Michigan State Seton Hall over.
On insiders, yeah.
Right.
I had that. I had Edmonton, and I had
Atlanta, which has the lead currently in the second half.
I mean, I like Trae Young. I watched him a couple of times because I get him when they play the Bulls here. I like Trae Young.
Mm-hmm.
And talked about
I'm a Trae Young converter. He's awesome for sure.
Yeah, it came up the other night when I saw my son. He was doing his inner Steph Curry against the Bulls, where he's just lights out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a discussion today of who got the better of the trade when Doncic for Trae Young.
We bet them live at plus 140 Edmonton. They were down 1-0 in the Shooter Discord. You're looking good on that 13.5, Greg Rindosh says. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. And we got almost through this first half, Dan. We're coming down to the final 2 minutes here. And I've had more energy in this first half, as you can probably tell, than I've had in a little while. Or in some of the other shows. But, so, yeah, we're going to do Monday night. And I think we'll try to, we'll just do a first half and maybe, Greg is saying thanks for all the great work. And he's on YouTube here, and you've been killing it. And, so we're going to do you'll come on, and Greg will come on for that one.
Okay.
And,
are we doing a first half, second half, or the same time, or?
I think all in the first half.
Okay.
2 hours is still a long time. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, that's not with me, right?
Yeah, we'll start with Greg, and then we'll come to you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We won't put too much pressure on Greg, and whenever, you know what I mean, and then we'll come on.
All right. Fair enough. Sounds good.
So here, this is, as I was talking about, this same sort of weird pattern that Pittsburgh has followed, going down huge the last little bit, and then slowly making a little bit of comeback. But I mean, they're looking good to get this field goal at least here, right? What is the Monday night game? That is a good question. Let's take a quick look at that.
But you're saying, they're looking good to get a field goal. They've already missed one.
Well, Chiefs and Chargers -3.5 Kansas City at LA. So the Chargers getting 3.5, and the total has moved from 49 to 52. Well, this guy's injured. That's not good. Is that Derek? Oh no, Morgan Burnett. All right, here we go, Pittsburgh. Just got to move it a few more yards. They're thinking touchdown, of course.
Oh!
Is that good or bad? Oh no.
I don't know. Oh, it's not good.
Shit. Well, they moved out of field goal. That's what I'm saying. I wanted them to play it conservatively. I knew they wanted to go for the touchdown, but I would rather of them just try to go for the field goal. Of course, that's never going to happen. And now they're out of field goal range, and now nothing's guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you need the field goal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't even need a touchdown, but now they got to think field goal.
Yeah, that's the problem. Because we're thinking field goal, and they're thinking touchdown, or at least
yeah, that's what I was hoping for. But I knew they were going to go for it. Of course, they had to go for it, and of course that was going to happen.
Why don't you just run that one?
Yeah. Definitely.
Just run it. Pick up some yards.
Yeah. Now it's. Yeah. That was a bad decision. He had a big open field there to.
Yeah. At least get something.
Yeah, he could have definitely put them in field goal range with an extra little 3 yards there. Yeah, he's pretty delicate, Mason Rudolph, you know? Didn't he already suffer the concussion, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
No, not a field goal range.
Well, there's definitely no over in this game.
Well, there you go. I think that's a good time to leave off here for both of us and for this thing. So.
All right, hey! Here's the thing. I thought it was a very good night. You know, we kind of got in the Colin Kaepernick thing, and
we had a. This was a good show for sure, man.
And you kind of put out your kind of viewpoint, whatever, and so I didn't touch on the Don Cherry thing. So.
Right.
And by the time next week, that's forgotten.
Yeah, thank goodness we don't have to touch on that one.
So by next week, that's all forgotten, and then it's old news. So, hey.
All right. Good work, Dan, again on everything. I appreciate
see you Monday.
All the hard work. All right, buddy. Take care, man.
All right. Take care. I'll jump over to Discord and try to moderate the fights if there are any.
All right. You go over there and drop something. A second half play. All right.
All right. Talk soon, mate.
Later, man.
Later.
All right, so there you go. That was a good first half and a good show and fun, and I think if we can keep it like that with another couple of guests on the first half, and we'll keep going. So Dan, thanks again, brother.
Hey, no problem, mate. No problem. I enjoyed it.
For sure. Okay,
right,
take
talk
care.
to you soon, mate.
All right.
Yep.
All right. All right, and that's the end of the first half. That's going to be the end of the show, you guys. So let's end off. Looks like Cleveland's going to win this game. Who knows what's going to happen in the second half? But we will see. And thank you all for being at the ground floor of the Insiders Room. And we will catch you on Monday night, not Sunday. Monday night we're going to do, because Sunday is my son's birthday, Albert, and Peter. Both of their birthdays. So I'm looking forward to that, and then we'll do the Monday night show.